Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
Money.
Let's get to the
Money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty K of 4 units getting played, always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scary money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies.
And here we go.
Welcome to another edition of the Balking Dead Fellas, where there is no sleep for the wicked. It's Wednesday, moving day in the MLB, and we're coming off a nice 2-1 day, up 3.35 units on pitching props this week. But like we say every day, we're 0-0 today, and that's all that matters is what we do today. So let's have us a day as the baseball gods have been good to us this whole month. Of course, this show is sponsored by PrizePicks. If you haven't, go on over there and use that promo code PUBSPORTS. On your first deposit, they will match you up to 100, minimum of 25, simply by using the best promo code in the world. As you guys know, when you win, they want in, and we have another sponsor on this show. W, a clean energy powder, guys, with no come down to your day. Simply by scanning the QR code on screen, you're going to get 10% off your first order by using the best promo code in the history of promo codes, and that's Pub Sports. Shout out to the chat, guys. Smash that damn like button. Shout out to the best producer in the world, Big Show Picks. Y'all already know the drill. If you haven't, make sure you hit the like button and have them notification bells on. As it being moving day, there wasn't a lot of games to go through in the afternoon. And to be frank, my boss is cooler than yours. And today we're going to touch on the 5 in the book that I wanted to try and get action in. So that's who we're going to talk today. As it is Wednesday, so after the third pitcher we will talk about, we're going to get into capping with Capo. But before that, we're going to start this show with a bang. Some may say a jack, and I'm talking Jack of the Day with Connor Mack.
Well, see you later.
What's good, C-Mac?
Ooh,
Glad you were able
jacket.
to make some time for us today to talk some bomb skis on moving day. How you doing? And woo! Dodgers finally getting off the schneid last night. Huh.
Oh, man, this team drives me crazy.
Wow.
Sharpie, they just drive me nuts. And Javier is driving me nuts as we speak. But I say we get to some hitter props, my dude.
Hey, man, get to that bullpen out there, and you can still get to Miguel. He got some runs still coming. So we've got a packed schedule today, guys. So let's get to the first game on the board that he wanted to talk about. And I'm going to touch on this game later, guys. And that's the Braves at the Phillies. And how are you going to look in to get in on this one?
You know what? This game is tricky, and I could be wrong. I don't know how bad this wind is blowing in, 10 miles an hour. But I still like these lineups in this game, Sharpie. I think the Phillies, if Smith, if he pitches well here on the road, he does. But I just don't. I think he's finally going to get hit a little bit. I was talking about earlier, as you know, great fastball and slider. But I think, and obviously the Phillies haven't seen him. So it's tough to grab props from them. But I just think they get to him a little bit, and I could be dead wrong here. Usually, when these teams meet up too, we get runs, and there was an under yesterday in that 4-2 game. So with the Phillies, I do think they get there. You can look at anything, but it was tough. You can look at plethora of those guys, but I got to go with our guy here, Austin Riley. Even with this wind blowing in, you see his home run last night. Wind don't matter. With no doubter here. It's the price, Sharpie. It's just a talk about value and what we need to get with these numbers is over 1.5. Is plus 145. He's 20 for 48. Off Aaron Nola. They just tore him up just last month in May. That was in Atlanta, and he has 5 home runs. So I'm on the over 1.5, 145, and his bomb's plus 550. It's just a must take.
145 on his over 1.5.
1.5 plus 145, and his jack is plus 550.
Oh, you gonna catch me on that too? Thank you for bringing that. That's way too much value for Austin Riley, bro.
Yeah, they think these. I just have to go with the numbers, how well they've seen Nola, and I get that he's at home. And then look at Acuna here. 15 for 43, 5 doubles and 4 bombs, hitting 349 off him. His 1.5 plus 115. If you're looking for some more, and his jack was right around plus 450. I mean, these guys are too good. And I talk about a guy like Riley with the price real quick. You look at Olsen, who has more homers this year, 21. Riley only has 12. But, the last 2 years, Riley had 38. I think Olsen only had 34 the year before that. Olsen had 39. Riley had 33. And what's he at, 12? I just think you're going to see him go yard here a little bit more because he'll end up right in that 35
what
range.
was his home run at today?
Plus 550. So
yeah, as it warms up, bro, that ball's going to start flying a lot more, man.
Yeah, I don't know with this weather, like we'll talk about. And when they just seen Nola a ton, 308 at bats, 18 homers, the Braves off in 270. So we will see. He's had a few good starts, of course, in his career against the Braves at home, but I got to take Austin Riley here. And if you want, Acuna as well. I just think the value here with a guy like Riley, come on now. I got to take it.
You've got me on that over 1.5 after this show at that price, bro. That's just stupid. Aaron Nola, come fuck me or not, bro. Is what it is. Second game of the day you wanted to touch on is the Freeway Series. We did do a live bet stream on last night, so appreciate you all who did tune into that. As I'm going to sporadically pop up and do random live streams on K-Props that we have bet throughout the week while there's no football and basketball going on. And this is the Angels and Dodgers game, and we've got Ohtani on the bump. Who you looking at this?
This one's short for me. While I think there's homers, you talked about you said you were on Renfroe, Sharpie, yesterday.
Last night I was on Renfroe, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the way to look too here. Michael Grove, until I see it, which I know he's got good stuff, it's not right now in the major leagues, and he's been pushed into having to start. And I think he could get, good weather.
Means not, you don't belong, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Drury, some of these guys I think are good, and their numbers are down. Look at Trout. That's who I'm going to. Him and Ohtani, their home run at DraftKings at least plus 260. Or other places, maybe you get 3-1. Wild. He went 0 for 4 last night, but I'm taking his over 1.5. I think he bounced. It's plus 115. I got to take it. I got it earlier. And right now, even DraftKings, there's a plus 110. I think this is one that should be like minus 110, if you're telling me here. With Mike Trout, this was just value spot for me. I think he gets a couple knocks, a double at least. And who knows, could go yard. That price was just too low for me to grab. But they're saying he's going to get some. Flip side, Ohtani, there's only a few at bats. Some of these guys, like Betts is 1 for 1 with a homer. His jack's 500. I think Ohtani pitches all right. We'll see if the Dodgers get going with the sticks. Just got 2 runs last night, and I've talked about it a little bit earlier. Which would be like, when Betts and Freeman are going, Will Smith, it just stalls this offense. They don't have it. Or even Martinez is kind of, slowed down a little bit the last week after a hot he's been. So yeah, we'll see if they get to Ohtani in this one.
One thing about Betts, though, is when he's slumping, he slumps, and when he's hot, he's hot. He's hot. And damn, did he look lost at the plate in every at-bat last night. So I would expect this guy to jump the first pitch, guys. He is swinging first pitch of the night. If not, he may even get the night off tonight, bro. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, bro. Like he looked bad last night. So maybe that's all he needs is a little breather. But Mike Trout over 1.5 at plus money seems like a freaking bargain any day of the fucking week to me.
Yeah, I'm on it. Definitely.
Last game that you did want to talk about happens to be the last game of the day, and we're going to talk about the LGBTQ series of the day, and we're talking Padres Giants and what's the must-win game now for the Padres after blowing the last two. Who you looking to back in this one?
Let's get to it. This is the one I kind of liked for value-wise for Jack. The game I really liked, Sharpie, which was, Rangers White Sox. We saw over and runs. I think we get more. There wasn't just a ton of guys. It's, with the White Sox, kind of pick or poison. Robert, Jimenez, Berger, Vaughn, and their prices weren't great. Not that they were horrible. And the flip side, Seager's all right. Plus 375. His Jack. If you go down to some of these other guys, Simeon, if you get 450 with him, he's 1 for 3 with a homer. Just not enough for me to pull the trigger, even though I see runs and don't mind looking at that props in that game. Is this one? As much as we get a dead under here, Sharpie, in San Francisco, the numbers just speak out. Darvish just isn't. He could go out and throw a great game, but he just hasn't been great. He hasn't been great on the road. He hasn't been that better at home. And this Giants team has just hit him over the years. I remember that last start in San Francisco. He might have had one at home, but he gave up 9 runs. He got tagged last year. And I think he kind of gets
second game of the year. He got tagged. Gave up 9 runs. Didn't go 2 innings. Didn't make it to the second.
Didn't make it through. You're right. Didn't get through it. So their success here. This Giant team's red hot. Padres bullpen's faltering, and on the flip side, Walker goes just 1 inning. You got Manaea on the mound here, and if he's going to go 4, and he's kind of been hit and miss. He's not been bad in some of these. Dodgers got to him. First 5 I was on Friday. They ended up blowing that game, but they came through there early for me. I think he can give it up, and I want the Padres who've been hitting. The hottest guy is Tatis. In this lineup. And I think he probably is a go-to move here at plus. And even at DraftKings, it's plus 425. And I like it. But I'm looking more here. I'm going with Manny Machado. He hasn't really got going lately. He loves, lefties when he's rolling. He's plus 550 here as well. He's 4 for 11 off Manaea. I got to take it here. One other guy, I haven't bet it, but I don't mind, and I might put some money on it. A guy who hasn't hit a homer in June, Sharpie, is Xander Bogaerts. He's 6 for 11 with a homer off Manaea, and you can get over 600 on him, plus 625.
Yeah, Manny Machado's career OPS versus a lefty says he's going to wake up, and he's going to wake up soon. And last year he started off hot. That was the first time ever he started off hot. He's been career-wise start off slow April, May. Bat 300 with 40 bombs by the end of fucking September, bro. So that streak is coming with Manny Machado. It really is.
Yeah, so Manny Machado, I'm taking it with the lefty. And if you want to look, I might have something a little extra here on Bogaerts. Just no jacks lately, and I think he's due for one. Even at that ballpark at San Francisco, I think we could get a couple jacks here tonight just because how well they've hit off these pitchers. And we'll see. And this could be a 2-1, 3-2 game.
What's crazy is that's how the Padres are scoring. They're not scoring with runners in scoring position. They're having to hit bombs or manufacture some weird ass runs to get runs across now. So that just may be the game you're speaking of, a couple jacks.
Yeah, and we know Darvish, that's been a little bit of his problem is the long ball. He's been giving it up this year. It's just that's just what he does. And I want to touch on here is our guy Yaz Yastrzemski. This is a shout out to Mike. I don't know if he's in here. Mike M. His 1.5 is good. His jack's over 600. He's 7 for 18 with 3 homers off Darvish. And this guy's been red hot. 2 homers on Monday, Sharpie. And I love him. This bet a little bit. This is the RBI for Mike. He's in that, he's hitting around 5th, 6th. That means some ducks are on the pond there for him. His RBI is plus 195. So I took that. So Yastrzemski RBI plus 195. A little Shout out to Mike M with RBI there. I thought that was a little bit of a bet. If you want to go with the Jack, he's been red hot. Not a big guy, but he can go deep. And the success off Darvish, I love.
Sweet. Recap real quick of Connor Mack's Jack of the Day segment for this 21st of June. He going to start off the day with Austin Riley of the Braves over 1.5 bases at plus 145 and back it up with a little bit of the home run at the plus 550. Then he's going to head on over to the Freeway Series and take Mike Trout over 1.5 bases at plus 115. And we're going to head up north, stay in California, guys. And we're going to end our day with Manny Machado home run at plus 550. 550, guys.
550.
And back it up, guys, with a little bit of Yastrzemski RBI at the plus 190 spot. Appreciate you, bro, for coming in. As you know, you have a busy life. Tell these people what you got going on and where they can find you.
Just check me out here, Post Source Radio. As always, I will be on with you tomorrow, as I'll love talking hitter props, and we'll be on. That's it. If you're ever on the radio, I'm on the radio tonight. Usually I'm on Wednesdays or Thursdays, every week, every other week on Sports Map Radio. Check all over the country. Check me out there if you guys
Tweet that out,
in
bro,
a car.
on Twitter, bro, and that way we could get it start circling around, so at least we know where to find it.
Yeah, it's out there. I retweet it whenever I'm on, but any big city, anywhere, you can check it out all over the country. I've been on for years now with it. I love going on there and talk. We'll talk a little NBA draft today, a little late night baseball as well. So it's always fun. A little college World Series too, maybe, if we get to it.
All right, guys, stay blessed.
Appreciate it.
See you tomorrow.
Appreciate it. I'll see you tomorrow, brother.
All right, guys, we got 70 live and 33 likes. I'm just not going to give out freaking weekend bets then if I got to beg for likes, because I'm too good for begging for likes.
Peace.
Black Book number 16. Peace out, my bro. Aaron Nola versus the Braves at home this year. He's got a 24.4 strikeout percentage and a 6.3 walk percentage. Opening line on FanDuel was 7+ minus 134, where FanDuel still has the best line at a minus 132. PrizePicks has him at a flat 7, whereas pitching outs under over are at a 18.5. Lineup for your Braves is 5 lefties and 4 righties. K per 9 this year for Aaron Nola is 10.2 at home where he's at today, 7.9 on the road with a pretty much the same lefty righties, a strikeout per inning, 9K per 9. We're going to start the day off talking Aaron Nola versus these Braves, who over the past 15 days versus right-handed pitchers are elite in every category you want to look at. Walking 10%, striking out at a stupid 17.8% of the time, while number 1 in the league in batting average and OPS, while number 2 in isolated power. There is definitely some volatility in this matchup, but we know good pitching beats good hitting every day of the week. And when we look up the past matchups versus these Braves since last season, Nola has dominated this team. Last year, he's seen them 5 times, going 8.1 innings with 10 strikeouts, 7 innings with 8 strikeouts, then 6 innings with 7 strikeouts, and then he finished the year with a back-to-back, going 6 to 7 innings depending on the game, with 8 strikeouts in each game. Now, all but 4 of those games last year when Nola faced these Braves team, they had a K percentage of 24 or worse, so the numbers said to play it. Then Nola ran into the Braves again this year when the numbers said no. But they also were not hitting, guys, and he went 6 innings and got those 7 strikeouts. So I get the numbers are not everything, but this will be the first time in 2 years he's running into a Braves team that's clicking on all cylinders. So I've got to let him go, even though he is at home and in his candy cane jersey, where over the past 3 seasons combined, his K per 9 is more than 2 strikeouts better at home than on the road. The past history does say yes to Nola, and that's why he is live, and I could never look at an under due to the past history, as look what Cease did to the Rangers when the numbers said no yesterday, guys. But past history sometimes means a lot more than these numbers. The one thing I can say about Nola, guys, is get back days have been a real thing. Over the past 2 seasons, 9 times last year, guys, he gave up more than 4 earned runs in a game. The next game, he went 7 or more innings in 7 of 9 of those games, going 6 innings in every game with a quality start. So it's rare to get 2 back-to-back blow-ups with Nola, guys. Be very careful, guys, as he did get taken to the woodshed versus Arizona last week. So I expect a good game, guys. I'm just not sure if the Ks are there, and I don't want to get into the volatility of him being ran out early because of how good these Braves bats have been. Next guy up on the board is Luis Castillo at the Yankees. Number 39 in the black book this year has a 29.5 strikeout percentage with a 12.5 walk percentage. Open him up 8+ at plus 110 on DraftKings. The closing line was same price pretty much, but FanDuel has the best line available there now. PrizePicks has him at a flat 7, whereas hits under over are at a 4.5. Lineup available. The lineup is 5 righties and 4 lefties. K per 9 this year is 11.3 at home with a 9.6 on the road. Granted, he does have 53 innings of work at home compared to just 29 on the road. So I do expect that to even up towards that 11 because he's a fucking beast. Lefties and righties, he has the same, guys, 10.7 K per 9. It's La Pareda Day, guys, on this show, as Castillo gets a matchup with these Yankees in the Bronx, who over the past 15 days, they're not walking at a measly 5.7%. But yet they're not striking out. But they're not hitting for the life of them either, guys, as they are the second worst team in batting average and OPS and 18th in isolated power in that time. The only worst hitting team in the league in that span may be the team Castillo pitches for. And that's why I can't even look at pulling Castillo down and parlaying him to the money line, because who's to say the day that these Mariners are going to wake up and hit, even though I think that they should get to a kid who doesn't belong in the big leagues in Brito himself. But that's the other side, and we're here to talk Luis Castillo and how he's owned these Yankees since last season, as he's played them 3 times. The first time the numbers said no, and the Yankees were crushing the ball. He went 7 strong innings, 8 strikeouts, and then he had a back-to-back with these Yankees when once again the numbers said no. They were crushing the ball, and still, guys, Castillo went and proved that good pitching beats good hitting every day of the week. He went 6.2 innings with 8 strikeouts, followed it up 5 days later with 8 innings and 7 punchies. So the fact that the Yankees are not hitting the ball and Castillo shines versus this team, and on any big stage he shines, what other grander stage is Yankee Stadium, guys? So I am going to put a half unit on Castillo over 7.5 strikeouts at plus 112. And I will look to move him to a full unit as the lineups did come out, but it came out right before the show. And I want to run a few different categories that I want to make sure that he shouldn't have an issue while hitting it. I am still comfortable with the half unit play, even if I don't go full unit. So make sure you do have them notification bells on, as I will tweet out if I upgrade Castillo. We're now going to hit a quick opening segment, guys, for Capping with Capo, and then we're going to come back and talk some baseball with Heck. We're back now, guys, on this Wednesday edition of the best MLB prop show on God's green earth, and I'm here with my boy Capo. How you doing? The early bird gets the worm, huh?
What's going on, Sharpie? Happy to be here. Week 2 now on this show, so let's fucking get it.
Let's fucking get it, dude. As Wednesdays more often than not, guys, is moving day in the MLB. We end up with a smaller slate, but still a big enough slate to attack. First game on your list today, guys, happens to be La Pareda Day on this show, and we're talking Mariners at the Yankees. How you looking to get paid in this one?
When I texted you, this is the one of the games I wanted to talk about. I wanted to just say, like, bro, stay the fuck away from the Yankees at least until Judge is back, man. This morning when I looked at the lines, the Mariners were minus 170, and then they dropped all the way down to minus 140, and now they're back at minus 148. So are the casuals looking at that plus money on the Yankee side and taking it? Bro, I'm telling you right now, like, the Yankees need to really catch up and look at teams like the Diamondbacks, Pirates, Reds, who have young, athletic ball players, man, and they need to kind of get updated over there because, Jesus Christ, man, it's not looking good. Stay away from the Yankees until at least Judge is back.
Yeah, man, I hear you right there, bro. I'm actually gonna attack the Yankees myself with a little bit of Castillo. I think he goes out and dicks them down, and it's not the strikeout percentage I'm looking at. Like you said, they're not hitting, and that's gonna project my guy to be out there 6, 7 innings, and he gonna have ample opportunities.
Like even the books have the Mariners -1.5 at +110 because like even the Mariners this year they haven't been the same either. They were like a nice surprise the past 2 seasons. They were building up something, and then what the fuck happened? They took the scraps from the Brewers. I don't even know what happened that they just Julio Rodriguez is the same man. So even that -1.5 at +110, I wouldn't want to take. That -148, I do see value there on their full game money line, but goddamn, man.
He says, "Man, I was planning on moving on this game, but I can't." But it's all good, bro. It's a part of life, and I think it might be a dead under spot. Like I was talking about already, though. It's either Mariners or under, and I don't trust Brito, but I also don't trust these Mariners fucking bats. But one thing I have learned watching MLB baseball is MLB hitters hit fucking kids that don't belong. They hit old men who don't belong. Like it's just they are here in the big leagues for a reason. So if there was a day for these Mariners to fucking wake up, it would be versus a kid who belongs down in the minors still.
Exactly.
All right then. So you gonna end up passing on that one?
Fade, man. Huge fade.
Fade. All right. So are you taking the Mariners or just pass?
I'm just letting the fucking public know that just wait on the Yankees, man. Don't let those plus odds burn your fucking pockets, man. Listen to Sharpie and don't go fucking make decisions on your own.
Hey, I tell people all the time, man, there's nothing in this world that's free. And when the books put out something that doesn't make sense, like a Gosman strikeout prop at 6.5 at a -115, you fucking run from that shit, dude. These books are a multi-million-dollar business. They don't hand out fucking candy, guys, on Halloween. So, be safe, guys. Be safe. Second game on the
Exactly.
board, guys, is between two divisional rivals, guys, with a lot of past history. C-Mac already touched it on it some. Now, Heck want to get in a little bit and talk about these Phillies at the Braves. What you looking at here?
Uh, yeah, I'm glad I caught the show when you guys were talking about this game, and it seems like I'm in the same side as you guys. Dude, the Braves +114 money line. I feel like this team right now is clicking on all cylinders, and when you have a guy like Eddie Rosario who's hitting 5 home runs in the past 7 games, like you want to get behind the Braves here. Ronald Acuna 308 last 7, Ozzy Albies 414 batting average last 7. Michael Harris, who hasn't really done anything all year, man. He was like a third round pick in fantasy. He's batting 481 last 7. Orlando Arcia 458. Eddie Rosario 556, bro. It's the new Luis Arias, man. So you got to get behind the Braves here. Take them full game.
Yeah, man. The only thing I was saying, like when I broke them down, is Nola get back days have been fucking real, man. But this is the first time he's gonna face the Braves where they're hitting. I mean, he's got great past history, but every other time he's faced them, bro, they were striking out 28%. They weren't hitting. They're fucking elite right now, bro. Like you said, that the back end's hitting, which means oh lord for the front end in this team, bro.
Exactly.
So yeah, definitely a game where I had to just let Nola go personally, and I love me some Nola at home normally, but I could see him being taken to the woodshed and still cashing his K prop, and I do not like to be involved in volatility. And híjole chingado, no way, Jose.
I
Third game of
was
go
I
ahead.
was going to wait one more game before like adding this Smith Schaller guy to my radar. But the problem with Aaron Nola this season is that he has a 61.9% left on base percentage, which is not good. You want it to be closer to 80%. So he's not walking guys. Guys are hitting him. And when you have a team that's red hot like this, man, shit, give me the Braves full game plus 114.
Plus monies. We like plus monies on this show. Third game of the day, which happens to be the last game of the day on your board. And we're going to talk Red Sox at the Twins in a pitching matchup of Whitlock and not so Sonny Gray as he burnt me last week. Who you looking to back or fade in this one?
I'm going back to my boy Verdugo, man. Um, Verdugo over 1.5 bases is at plus 105, 344 batting average last 2 weeks, and he's 3 for 5 career against Sonny Gray. I do also think there's Red Sox to score first is definitely live, and also Red Sox full game money line at plus 102 is definitely live as well. The top 3 guys in the Red Sox batting order are smoking the ball, man. We talked about Justin Turner and Devers last week. Devers fell off a little bit, but Justin Turner is still fucking clicking.
Bro, that
381
game he
batting
hit 2
average.
bombs, bro. That fucking game he hit 2 bombs.
That game, exactly, bro. I mentioned it in that game that that threes are killing it, man. And Justin Turner is still smoking the ball, man. And Masataka Yoshida too, 444 batting average last 7. I do like Verdugo bases. I do like the Red Sox to score first, and then I also like the Red Sox full game money line.
All right. But the play is Verdugo over 1.5 at plus 105.
Sure. Yep.
He said, "Yeah, oh, sure. I'm betting them all, Sharpie, but fuck, I'll give you that one."
I do like that full game money line, but Verdugo over 1.5 bases is not a bad play either.
All right. Well, guys, a quick little recap for those showing up for the recap of the bets with Cap and with Capo. We're going to start it off today, and he's just going to warn you, do not fall for the fucking plus money on them Yankees, guys, as they're just not clicking without Judge, and you can't even really look at them, in my opinion, as well, until that man shows up. Then he got into a money line bet. He's going to take a plus 114 stab on the Braves and how hot these mother trucking bats have been, guys. And he's going to fade him some Aaron Nola at home and get in on them Braves money line at that plus 114. He's going to finish his day up with Verdugo, guys. He's going to take them over 1.5 bases at plus 105, but he likes their money line. He likes them to score first. He's liking a lot of things about them Red Sox, and that's coming from a Yankee fan. So appreciate you, Hick. As you know, I know you're a busy man, but it's always good catching up, talking baseball with you. Want to tell these people where they can find you and what you have going on?
Capo Capping on Twitter, YouTube, and I guess TikTok. I kind of feel like I'm adjusting to that app. I do use it, but like uploading on it's a different ball game, man. You gotta have a brain to figure out like the algorithms and all that shit. But
Yeah,
Capo
never been
Capping
on TikTok.
on those 3. I try to go on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 8 a.m. Eastern.
And if you don't know, you should know, guys. Capo does have a free Discord that he posts his plays in for those looking to tail someone who puts good money and does his work. Make sure you do follow him on Twitter and get in that Discord, guys. As didn't you give out a nice little sub bet too on the UFC fucking card the other day?
Yeah, I went fuck, what was it? Oh, I did it. I had Alessandro Costa rounds 1 or 2 at plus 110, man. Like he faced that flick cat, bro, and he looked like he picked the wrong profession, man. He got his legs kicked in, and Costa finished him like that, man. And he was a minus like 290 money line guy, so I did not really understand this rounds 1 or 2 at plus 110, man. And the Manuel Torres KO submission. Yeah, I don't understand that, man. But yeah, definitely been a big fan of UFC lately.
Not lately, bro. You've been following UFC a long time. Shit, you're going to Fight Week in Vegas coming up soon, and I'm gonna have to make my way up there at least to come kick it and drink and smoke a little bit.
That'd be dope, man. Let me know.
Got you, bro. Guys, so we're going to hit a quick commercial and come right back into the last three pitchers we're going to cover on today's episode of The Balking Dead on Pub Sports Radio.
Welcome to another edition of The Balking Dead.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of EPL on Pub.
Class is in session, hitting the books on Pub Sports.
This is another exciting edition of the main event on Talking Ant.
Welcome back, fellas. As we started the day with the Jack of the Day, we've covered the first two pitchers on our slate, and we just finished with Capo with Capin. Now we get to talk my favorite thing, the last three pitchers on the board. Next guy up, guys, is a guy they just don't want to give us a line on, but we're going to be ready for when they do. The newest guy in the black book, Gavin Williams versus the A's. Cleveland's top pitching prospect making his first MLB start. Like I said, still no line out as an hour before the show. I've been checking nonstop, and I don't think I have a message saying he's out yet, so still not out. Projected lineup is 6 righties, 3 lefties. No splits, as this is his first start in the show, and the MILB app didn't have much on this man's splits. Now we get to talk a kid at the moment where there is no line out on him yet. And I'm expecting a 4.5 like we've gotten with the majority of our rookies making their first start in the show. And that's what we have here with Gavin Williams, the top pitching prospect of the Cleveland Guardians. Drafted in 2021 in the first round and has blown through the minor league systems with a combined 2.1 ERA, a sub-1 whip while having 230 strikeouts in just 175 innings of work. And he gets a matchup with the Oakland A's, who by the numbers over the past 15 days versus right-handed pitchers say, play if you want to play, as they are walking and striking out, walking at a league percent, striking out 23%, and they're top 10 in batting average, middle of the pack OPS, but like the way I look at that is isolated power, and they're 22nd in that compartment. Now, there is an issue that I am seeing, guys, and since he's got bumped up to AAA, he has walked 21 batters in 46 innings of work. And we have an A's team, guys, who they're patient. That's one thing that they have been, as they are walking at a 10%. But when we look at Gavin Williams' pitching grades, my eyes pop out the wall. As his scouting grades, guys, he has a 65 on his fastball, a 55 on his curveball, a 55 on his slider and his changeup, while his control is at a 50. And that's the last thing to come with these kids, guys, is the control. And the highest grade you can get is an 80, and he is graded out at the moment at a 55. Where the only other guy to have a better overall grade to get the call-up this year was Udi Perez at a 60. So we got a fucking stud on the mound, guys. And just give me a 4.5. And we don't got the hype from all the titty cappers in the general public from Udi Perez, guys, as nobody's talking about this man. So just give me what I want, and that's a bettable 4.5. I will only be putting a half unit on him today, guys, if and when they give us that line that I want, as he is a rookie making his first start. But on this show, guys, we've talked a lot about our rookies and how we want them making their first start at home, where they can have the least butterflies as possible. Meaning, when you're at home, guys, you do your normal warm-up, come out from the pen and start the game. When you're on the road, you do your warm-ups, you come out the pen, and then you have to sit and sit and sit. And yeah, man, we've all been nervous before. Now think of a kid making his first ever start when the whole organization holds you in high regards. One thing you need to take in, guys, with the young stud, when an organization holds him this high, is they will not let him get beat down. If he starts to fall apart, more often than not, good organizations will pull him straight out. They're not going to let him go, and they'll let his ego live another day. So if the books play their games and don't offer him, then so be it. I will not chase a 5.5 for no rookie, guys, period. That's just not my cup of tea. 4.5 under minus 130, guys, and I will get in for a half unit on this young phenom. If not, I'll just watch and enjoy. I do not believe in paying for juice for guys that haven't earned it. Next guy on the board, woof, We've been pretty spot on lately, except the last time we went over on this fucking cuck where he had like 5-2 and then ended up only getting 6-6. But we've been saying under a whole lot with this man lately. Now we've only bet it once, but we've sure stayed away from his overs and they ain't been hitting. And we get no love from these books. Number 2 in the black book, Shohei Ohtani versus the Dodgers. This year, he's got a 31.7 strikeout percentage and a 10.6 walk percentage. Opened him up on FanDuel, 8 plus at plus 106, where the best line available before the show was at 8 plus at plus 112 on MGM. PrizePicks has him at a flat 7, whereas earned runs, hits, outs were not available on PrizePicks, where the projected lineup for your Dodgers, which I believe it's going to be 5 righties, 4 lefties. They're saying 6 righties, 3 lefties, but I expect Hayward to be in the lineup. K per 9 this season, he's been pretty much the same home road with a 11.6 average K per 9. Nothing lower than 4, nothing higher than 7. This year, lefties, he's got a nice 10.7 K per 9, where he's dominated righties with a 12.3 K per 9. Now we get Ohtani versus my boys in blue. And when we look at the Dodgers' numbers over the last 15 days versus right-handed pitchers, they're walking and striking out league average, 18th in batting average, while bottom 7 in OPS and isolated power. So yeah, the walk and K percentage says no, but the hitting numbers can project him to be out there anywhere from 6 to 9 innings today, which that will give him ample opportunities to hit this over. Now, we know the Dodgers is a place where overs have gone to die when running a K-prop with a right-handed pitcher. But we also know on this show what pitch my boys have an issue with. And yeah, Ohtani has it. And that's high velocity, guys, as my team, the Dodgers, are a team who has adopted the Freddie Freeman approach at the plate. Meaning if we set up for the two-seamers and cutters, we can get to every other breaking ball. It's a good approach, guys, but leaves you very vulnerable to high velocity. Now, the issue with Ohtani in this is the same issue we ran into with Strider yesterday, and that's this man's pitch selection. He gets up 0-2 more often than not, then makes 2 pitches nowhere near the zone, and then has to make a perfect pitch or it's 3-2 count, and this man does have a high walk percentage and tends to walk people when he gets to 3-2. Now, Strider came out and attacked yesterday, and that's what we need with Ohtani tonight. As when we look at his pitch usage on the year, his best pitch on the year when we look at his put-away percentage is his sinker, which averages 95 miles per hour on it compared to 97 on his fastball, which is his second most used pitch to put away people. Now, he doesn't use his sinker as much, but the put-away percentage on it is absurd. Now, this guy is and can be a little too slider dominant. Now, one thing a lot of these Dodgers hitters won't do is go fishing, guys. Now, maybe Mookie Betts will, as that dude did look lost at the plate last night, but we are normally a pretty patient team and do not fish out the zone. So I'm going to need Ohtani, guys, to just go, which he uses his fastball and sinker 34% of the time. I'm going to need him to jump that up to 50% for these games, guys. And I went a half unit on his over 7.5 at plus 106. Now, if he does come out fastball and sinker dominant, guys, he could have one of those 10 to 13 type punch out days and actually maybe worth a little ladder spot, even though that number is high to start with. Now, I will not be looking to put more than a half unit on him today, as if he doesn't go out there, run fastball sinker, and he wants to throw a slider dominant fucking start to this day, the Dodgers more often than not are going to take their walks, guys, and they're not going to chase. I need Ohtani to attack and maybe even a live betting spot, guys, as I just got to get in with a half unit, as I just can't trust this man who's calling his own pitches at the moment. He needs to just, you got 0-2 with 98. What the fuck's the problem? Go 3 inches higher, bro. Like, no mama's way. All right. Let's get into the last pitcher on the board, guys, and that's Hugh Darvish at the Giants. Number 23 in the black book this year's got a 26% strikeout percentage and a 7.5 walk percentage. Best line available this morning was 6 plus at a minus 140 on MGM. Best line available now before the show to that 6 plus was on Caesars at a minus 139. PrizePicks has him at a flat 6, whereas hits, earned run, outs are not available on PrizePicks. Projected lineup is 5 lefties and 4 righties. K per 9 this season, he has a 10.7 K per 9 at home. He is on the road today where he has an 8.2. Lefties, he's got an 11.1 K per 9 where he falls off the roof with a 7.7 versus the right-handed side. So we finished the day, guys, talking Hugh Darvish at the Giants, where over the past 15 days, as they're walking 12%, like elite. They're not striking out, elite 19.8%, but they're also not really hitting anywhere from that 10th to the 15th in all the hitting categories. So the numbers say no, but we know numbers are like lawyers. They don't necessarily lie to you. They just don't tell you the whole truth, and it's our job to figure it out. Now, the first thing we got to look at is past history, since this is a divisional matchup, and Darvish has only seen the Giants 2 times. And last year, guys, it was a little surprising to me that he only seen him 2 times, seeing that they are in the same division. But he did get baptized the first time he seen them, the second game of the year with no numbers to go by. He didn't make it 2 innings, giving up 9 earned runs. Then he seen them later on in the year when the numbers said over to the K prop, and he went 7 innings, and he only had 6 strikeouts in that game. Now, he did see them this year in Mexico City, where the air is thinner than in Colorado. And because of his past history at Coors Field and the numbers of the Giants when he faced them, we were on his over that day, guys. And he went out and murked them, getting 9 strikeouts in 6 innings. And when we look at the projected lineup, we have a lefty dominant lineup, which over the past 2 seasons, that favors Darvish, as he struck out lefties more than a 2K per 9 more than the right-handed side. So that's something that does favor Darvish in this spot. Another thing, guys, is the bullpen is fucking tore up and trashed. They may need to look this guy to go deep. And that's where I may be looking at this man's outs or strikeouts, depending on the lineups that I get here, guys, in this spot. If I run a strikeouts, I need a high whiff percentage, at least 1.5% higher than league average, to go with those lefty bats. Now, if I don't get that, if I get a team that's not hitting by the lineups, then I'll look to run this guy's outs, guys, because at the end of the day, they need Darvish to go deep today. Now, is he going to come and show up? That's a different fucking story. But Darvish, guys, to me, has been bet on, and he's only seen these guys 2 times, or he saw them once in Mexico City too, but I'm not going to take that Mexico City game into my heart too much, guys. As like I said, the game before that, they scored 21 runs, guys. That's how thin the air was out there. Appreciate the chat, guys, for showing up. Mookie Betts killed you. He killed all of us, bro. So I hear you there, bro. Mookie Betts looked terrible. So smash the like button if you already haven't. And if you're just showing up for the recap, please hit the like button as well, as it does help the algorithms more than you know. Today on the Balking Dead Moving Day special, we had 2 hitting segments, so I only talked 5 pitchers in the afternoon game that I wanted to get some action on. We started off talking to some Aaron Nola versus the Braves, and I'm just going to let that one go, as there is some mass volatility in those Braves bats. But Nola get back day is a real thing. Then we talked to some Luis Castillo at the Yankees, and at the moment I have a half unit on his over 7.5 at plus 110. And if I get the lineup I want, I will upgrade him to a full unit. Then we talked the newest stud to make his MLB debut, Gavin Williams of the Cleveland Guardians. And there's not a line out yet. And we're waiting and waiting and waiting. And if we get the line we want, we will bet a 4.5 minus 130 or under for a half unit. What we're not waiting on, guys, is a half unit on Ohtani's over 7.5 at plus 106. As I would go full unit, I just cannot trust he will call the game I need to hit my over versus these Dodgers. We ended up talking to some Hugh Darvish to end the day versus the Giants, and I'm going to need lineups before I make a call, whether it be his out, strikeouts, or just let him go. So make sure you do have them notification bells on, as I will tweet out any other action that I will add to the card today. Today was a big day, as we started with Jack of the Day with Connor Mack, and we also had Capping with Capo. Appreciate you all for tuning in to the best MLB prop show on God's green earth, as I hope to keep the good days coming and the bad days bearable and not devastating. And if you don't know, you should know. We do have timestamps, guys, for those that are busy. At worst, the betting recaps for all hitting and pitching segments. At best, a recap on every person or piece that showed up. You already know this show is sponsored by PrizePicks. If you haven't, go on over there and use that promo code PubSports. Get a match deposit up to $100, minimum of $25 on your first deposit, simply by using that best promo code in the world, Pub Sports. Until next time, I'm Sharpie's Bets. This show's produced by Big Show Picks. Special guests today were Capo Cappin and Connor Mack. Some say we be pubbing. I say just pay me.
Keep firing, assholes!